big advantages on the job market with a liberal arts education is this idea that you never know where your career might go. The skills that you need for the job that you'll have in the future are hard to identify.
The one thing that we know about the future and students' future after graduation is that we can't predict it, that it is a future of uncertainty. And I think it's a problem when you start training students to do one thing, as you do in a professional program, without giving them that breadth and their exposure to other things.
The student graduating from colleges or universities right now can expect to have 5 to 7 different career changes in his or her life. And so we have to be prepared. The college is not just preparing you for a job. It's preparing you for the rest of your life.
Thinking about the skills that a liberal arts education gives you of how to think about new information, learn new information, synthesize new information, that's everything that every job will be into the future.
The way in which people used to think about education traditional, at least when I was in school 20 years ago, there needed to be a direct job tied to the education that you were getting, right? I can understand that, but there's a flaw, right? So what happens if I'm studying something and then by the time I get out, it's not as relevant, or the market has shifted and now I studied this one thing, I'm only good at this one thing and now I can't do anything with it. Having a liberal arts education gives you that broad breadth across many disciplines, where if you wanted to go left and now left is no longer there, well, you know what, I can pivot and I can go right. And that's ultimately what you want. And you know what, that's what happens in real life. Things change.
And so the liberal arts prepares you in a number of ways to meet those challenges of a changing job market, because you have a variety of skills and a different kind of skill base that will allow you to pivot much more effectively and to be able to meet those new challenges that we can't even see yet. I think there are many leadership skills required for being a liberal arts major, for getting that kind of degree.
You'll take classes that will talk about decision making and problem solving and things that are important to being a leader, but that kind of intangible skill you learn of how to find your passion and lead your education in that way is something that's really unique to a liberal arts education.
All the problems that we're seeing, we're not solving them in the ways that we have normally sought to solve them. So how can I think differently? And that puts you in a different kind of leadership role than maybe that we're used to thinking about, CEO or of a big corporation or something like that. But in terms of being able to think about problems strategically and creatively, then you're absolutely in leadership roles.
At Lehigh, you have this kind of unique opportunity to take these small classes in your liberal arts education where you really get to work with other people who aren't like you, people that you may have never been exposed to in your life before, in these small classroom settings. And that's really going to teach you how to problem solve in groups, how to problem solve on your own, how to work with groups, how to understand the diversity of a team and what makes it a better team. So I think there's a unique opportunity at Lehigh because of the size of the courses you'll be taking to get that experience.
If you come into a liberal arts environment, we essentially tell you from the beginning, you're going to explore a variety of different things. You're going to pick what they are, but your work here is exploratory. It's to figure out what you're good at, what you like to do, so that you can move on to the next phase.
You have to figure out what it is that you're passionate about, what you would get up in the morning and do if nobody's expecting you, if nobody else cares, if you didn't get paid a lot of money for it, what would you do?
The traditional subjects that a liberal arts education covers, the arts and the humanities and the sciences, are themselves deeply important to forming an understanding of the world and figuring out how to move through the world.
And so that's what we are aiming, or that's one of our aims in the liberal arts, is to say, you are an adult now, you're a whole citizen. How are you going to participate in the world that we all want to make better?